Hello, Rock Climber. Thank you for typing in the message box, which I am going to change some of that. The chat is way too small. That should be a little bit better. Let's see how the other ones look. Oh, I don't have chat boxes up in here yet, so I guess I'm not quite ready to start over here yet. I need to set up some chat boxes. I don't know what I did, but apparently I probably had it. Anyways, yeah, I thought I had everything set up, and then I realized I don't have any of the links in here, and I don't have any of the chat box stuff set up. If I would have realized this earlier, I would not have pushed it live already. But since you guys are here, I'll just go ahead and fix these while you guys are here. Put at least the chat box up there. Take me just a couple of minutes. Bear with me. It'll be a couple of minutes before the crew is in here anyways. And typically the community is half the show. So I wish I could put a count on how many people were in the room. For some reason it does not let me do that. Just going to do the same thing on this screen I just did on the other screen. I got all of my cameras working. I figured out what was going on and what was wrong. I've actually spent all day on this, and then I spent so many hours on making sure everything was running right. I completely forgot about putting the widgets and the links and stuff in here. 100% forgot about that. And then I went and took a couple of hours and made myself something to eat. And I've had a couple of drinks and thought I was ready to go. And then I realized that I didn't even have the chat boxes up. There we go. Hey, Steven Sendler, how you doing, buddy? Man, you got straight how to contact you on that one. Nice. That is how you get contacted. I wonder what your YouTube channel's about. At Yahoo. Man, that's an old Yahoo. This might just be about you being able to remember your damn screen name, because I do that kind of stuff. They'll be like, put your screen name down, and I'm like, I'm going to use this email address. How's everybody doing tonight? So I think I got my screens set up there finally. I'm not going to worry about links and stuff like that. If you guys really want to find something or talk to me about something, you should be able to do that one way or another without necessarily it being at the bottom of the screen. I don't want to spend another 5 minutes doing that because, to tell you the truth, I have so much to work on this stone. There's been a few different things that have come up in this stone. One, I am not near to the color on most of the areas as I would like to be. I'm not sure how many people are in the room, but hey, yo, it's your boy Kaliko. Welcome to the channel if you're watching this afterwards. A couple of things about this stone. If you look right above the top of the stone, right above this area up here, I need to find something to point with. Here, I found something to point with. If you look right above that area of the stone, so you notice that green right there and that green right there, and how startlingly bright they are. That is because all of the brown and bronze agate has been completely removed. All of the layers you can see through have been completely removed. That's not quite accurate on this area and most of this area down here. I'm honestly starting to think that my purple is running inside of the bronze and brown, and that the really, really bright is not actually the purple on this stone. I'm thinking it is that teal. I might have some streaks of purple running through it, might have some streaks of blue running through it, but you can see right above that, the black thing right there, right above that, there is a startlingly teal green pinhead. And it is literally a pinhead of the layer below it. And one of the ways you can tell about that it's the layer below it is because of the angle, and that it doesn't quite fit the picture of the rest of the stuff around it. All of this stuff, like it all fits each other. You know, you can see how it runs from one piece to another. This little dot, although not completely out of place because it's so small and so bright, it is not the same layer as this other stuff that's on top of it. Whoops, I don't mean to be pushing it around that much. So that's one thing, is I want to go ahead and get to the super bright color, whether it's green or whatever color's under there. I want to get to that level of brightness on top of the stone, because a finished stone with this level of brightness is just a subpar, well, not subpar, but it's a sub-gem quality. It's not really a gem quality fire agate. A gem quality fire agate really needs to have that green, the way it's popping up, or even the orange, the way it's popping up. Now, I mean, if you go through some of the gem color and you have a little bit of bronze here and there, that's even better, much better than having, you know, to where you can see the hazy gem color underneath of the brown right there. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. But there's actually something else to be concerned about with this stone. And we had talked about it earlier, and there is a line right here. Can you see that line running across the stone? That line right there is absolutely a fracture. It is absolutely a crack that is in the stone. Now, I, by looking at the stone, have not actually been able to totally figure out if it is a fracture that is because of it being mined, because of it being cleaned. Hey, Cherie, how you doing, girl? Or anything like that. I'm not sure exactly where that fracture came from. It does absolutely run through the white on the side over here and through the back side and on the other white. Yet when it's flipped over, you can only see the fracture, although I'm gonna have to get it wet for you to see exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm not absolutely sure that the fracture actually runs all the way through the stone. Those scratches at 80 grit right there really don't help show you what I'm exactly talking about. Although with that magnification, it does actually look like it runs all the way through the stone. So I'm just going to cut that. That's going to end up being 2 stones is what's going to end up happening there. I'm still going to send them to the same person, but I'm going to end up running a slice right through that. And the thinnest way to do that is actually with a diamond wheel, a very, very large diamond wheel for my Dremel that I have. Using that will cut a thinner line through the stone than if I go and put it on the trim saw that I have, at least the trim saw that I have. Give me 1 second and I will yeah, I hate to cut the stone first, but to tell you the truth, I guess I'm going to have to. Trimming the stone now will leave me more room for a mistake that has the possibility of happening. No, I don't want any mistakes to happen. But if the blade skips and there's some brown I still need to take off, then there's the possibility of it not messing anything up if that happens. Although carving one big stone is just bound to be faster than carving two small stones. Once I disconnect these, it's going to add a level of time to finishing it. All right, let's see. I figure while I'm screwing with all this stuff, I can make it to where you can see what I'm doing, and that'll make it better than when you're just watching from the tight camera up above and it's trying to make you seasick with me trying to dial it in. This way anybody who happens to be coming in or something can just see what's going on. This thing seems awesome, but it needs to be so tight to get it to sit in positions doesn't seem to be really used to, even though it's made for them. I think I need to put some washers in between these tightening areas to really give it a little bit more tension without so much cranking on it. I knew I was going to have to cut this thing, and for some reason I did not get a blade ready. Hey there, Dark and Shroud, how you doing, man? Sorry that happened to you last week. Yeah, a crack is definitely not necessarily the end of the journey in fire agate. Just depends on the stone. Either trim it, make multiple stones, or just cut past that crack if you happen to have a piece that has a lot of layers of color in it, which does happen. Just depends on luck of the draw, because I've had such pieces come out of the ground that had amazing amounts of color in them for deep bars, and then I've had other pieces come out of the ground right in that same area that only had like a bar or two of color on top. That is such a small blade right there. I know I have bigger blades. I don't remember what I did with my bigger blades though. Found two. So I figured out what the issue with the cam link not working, and the other one I have that is not a cam link, the AverMedia, that is a USB 2.0, which is much slower than a USB 3.0, which the cam link is, which is why I think there's probably a little bit of delay between my words on the screen and my words coming through the microphone. It ends up that the cam link, which is an expensive product, does not play nice with the GoPro. Yeah, get that. The older, less expensive product plays nice with the newer GoPro. The cam link does not. So as long as the cam link is hooked up to the 4K camcorder, works awesome. No problem. AverMedia, this one right here, this one will work for any of them, but it's, you know, slow and a little bit laggy compared to the other stuff because it's running on a USB 2.0 instead of USB 3.0. Well, this is pretty simple. This one's pretty simple when it comes to being able to see where I want to cut it. I mean, I really need to buy a remote for this thing. Oh, too much. There we go. That's not too bad. That's a pretty good shot. There we go. It focused for me. Once it's wet, it shows nicer than it's actually showing. I'm not really on the bright color yet, unfortunately, not like that edge. That edge is definitely on the bright color. But I need to cut it right here. And I have that fast strip going just for that. When I have it in too close, too tight of a shot, then I end up doing stuff that's not actually in shot, and I hate that. So let's see how I cut this. Now I'm using the not the quick release, using the cheap or inexpensive, I should say, hand piece, because the quick release, the burr I'm using to hold the big diamond piece doesn't work for that. Hey Terry Woods, how you doing, man? Thanks for showing people like me how to cut stones, because I've started to buy opal, and watching your videos is going to help me cut them right way. And another question is, do you sell your stones too? Yes, I do, Terry, and I have a few batches up for sale in my Etsy store. The link is not in the description of this one, although it is etsy.com/shop/mining America. I finally memorized that. It's about easy as damn hell. I can't believe I didn't put that in my brain a long time ago. What's the wrong one? Hitting the wrong engine. There we go. So this is really easy right here, right? Like that line right there. Focus for me, camera. There you go. So that line right there is where the crack is running through. This could very easily be a self-healed crack running through the agate, but to tell you the truth, it's not worth it. My friend that this is going to is probably going to end up having it wrapped anyways, and being that somebody would wrapping it at the angles they want with two stones would be easier anyways, than nicer, at least, if not easier. Fair bit of cut going through there. Not happy about doing that at all, tell you the truth. Definitely not happy about doing that at all. Side is showing a nice little thick color bar in one section. Big bubble of color right there. Actually showing that it was going to be having color bars running all the way through that piece. But we're going to turn this into a really nice gemstone. Let me get the other piece. It fell between my legs. There's the other piece. Once again, it'll be really nice gemstone. And they're not necessarily small gemstones either. I mean, that's my thumb. So, I mean, it's a man's thumb. Although, I don't think I have big hands for a man. And the purple really shows up much better for the camera than it does for the naked eye. The green shows up about similarly. Shows up about the same for sure. And since that's such a straight cut, that'll just be easy to deal with on the lapidary machine. I'll just dop these, which I'm going to go ahead and dop these real fast anyways. So let me put you on the other screen. I'll see what you guys are talking about over here. Working on a budget, sells set sintered burrs for 70 AS plus shipping. Great for those starter hobbyists like me. A huge setup from electroplated. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be cutting on opal, electroplated is no problem. If you're going to be cutting on fire agate, do not waste your fucking money. They are not going to be around long enough to be worth it. Trust me, no matter how much water you use, it's not going to stick around. I tried that shit. It's not worth the money. Lots of water, and I wear a mask most of the time, to tell you the truth. You should have noticed that anytime I had some dust kicking up that I was stopping for a second and stuff like that because I don't have a mask on right now. I'm being sloppy because I'm drinking tonight. Not that that's any excuse. It's not. It's just what's happening. And my mask is in the other room because I couldn't find any of my cloth masks. And Florida's a bunch of crazy people, so I walk around with my respirator on. And I ordered some Honeywell respirators to go with the Honeywell North filters that I bought 211 of, that I sold 200 of and kept 11 of. But the ones I got from Amazon were like knockoffs, so I had to send those back. Anyways, I digress. No, I mean, if you're doing opal, I'd have no problem using those sintered burr, the non-sintered burrs on opal, just because it just doesn't burn them out as fast. But when you're cutting fire agate, those non-sintered burrs, you burn them out so fast, they're just really not very usable at all. They're just really not very usable at all, in my humble opinion. Let me see if I can find a dop stick instead of a nail. No, it was not what it was originally meant to be, a dop stick, but it'll work as one. Of all the containers I can see around, the one I cannot see is the one that usually holds the stuff for dop sticks in it. Can't see that one anywhere. Oh, this thing doesn't have an automatic. Oh, maybe this is the automatic puncture. Maybe I just have to screw the cap on. That's what that felt like. No, that's not what that was. That was just in my brain. Now when I actually puncture this thing, it's going to squirt all over the place. Yep, it's exactly what it did too. Stupid super glue, man. I tell you, I can't trust super glue at all. Oh, dropped it on the ground. Alrighty then. Oh, this stuff is so watery. Might have a little bit of a problem here. It's just too much liquid. Gotta sop that up somehow. I need a napkin. Here, napkin. There's my accelerator. There's the accelerator. Piece of paper. I am going to build an engine. MacGyver style. Watch. This baby's gonna fly us a plane out of here. Oh. Of course, I had some liquid super glue attached to me somehow because the accelerator stuck to my hand. Alrighty then. I got that. You guys didn't see any of that close up, but you saw me monkeying around with it down here. Modern Prospect came in. How you do, buddy? Vacuuming air conditioning. I'm not sure what you said. I'd have to be able to scroll through. Unfortunately, I can't back up. No, those electric, although compared to centered on Opal, I agree, though. No, nothing wrong with still want a cheap set. Since China said, yep. Okay, just checking up. Glad you got sent some stuff, Margaret. Now that what I just put the accelerator with the super glue. The accelerator is an oil. It absolutely coats your stone and makes it look like it has a fantastic shine that it doesn't actually have. And I can't see the lid of the accelerator. I must have dropped it on the ground or something. There we go. Widen that up a little bit. Get that to focus for me a little bit. So the side of this, I'm just going to go ahead and cut that and some of this on the wheel after I get done facing the rest of this and polishing it a little bit. I'm going to take off that edge right there just so it doesn't eat into any of my soft burrs. But I'm going to go over it with a hard burr just a little bit in this area right here and this area, and just a little bit over some of these sections. I want to be really careful because I have really good gem color peeking out of the stone, and I don't want to over polish that right there. That's where I've got it starting, so I don't want to like go over that area too many times or anything. Anyways, I should totally get rid of this wheel first. Yeah, I don't want to go soft. Hey, Dyer, how you doing, buddy? I don't want to use a soft burr on this right now because there's a couple of imperfections I want to deal with, and a couple of areas I'm sure I have to go deeper than that will really allow at any sort of speed. And some of a couple of the areas I want to deal with, especially on this other stone that I didn't top, actually have tool marks that I wanted to get. My boom mic doesn't want to stay where it's put. It wants to keep drifting over on me. Oh, I didn't realize the boom mic doesn't want to stay where it was because my elbow was bumping it, just real lightly pushing it. And I'm not on shot again, of course. My comfortable area to work is right below the camera shot all the damn time, I swear to God. Let's just put that right there, and then let's see how that one works. See if that actually keeps it on shot. Drives me crazy. I look over my shoulder and I look at the TV that sees what you guys are seeing, and it's not what I want you to be seeing. It does work better when it's dopped. Thank you very much, Darkin. Appreciate that. Welcome to Club Dyer. What up, Jimmy? How you doing, man? Yeah, no, I typically use a mask. I'm not using one for this live stream, and I clean my area constantly because of my cats. Never owned cats before as like my own pets, and
Now I have these cats, and I have a really special relationship with both of them, almost like a relationship I've had with some dogs I've had. One of them I have a relationship like I've had with only one dog, actually. It's so good. And anytime they get around sniffing this stuff, I start panicking. So I do my best to keep everything dusted, at least to where any loose stuff is gone. That section right there really needs help because of what happened to it with the saw. Yeah, I'm just going to end up trimming that, rounding it out a little bit. Yeah, it's totally what I'm going to end up doing. One good thing about working two stones at the same time, though, or having multiple stones to work, is that you can set one down while you think about it and let it dry out fully while you work on another one that you know needs some work. Although this does end up leading to having way too many stones in process. But don't be worrying about that too much, because that's just the life of somebody that cuts stones. You're bound to have a bunch of stuff you put down and you want to come back to. I mean, unless you're just, different than everybody else on that scale, which that could be possible. I'm not. So on this one, I think I'm going to end up losing most of that piece of the stone right there. Probably on the wheels, because I don't think there's any color running down there. I think it's just basically lip. I'll lose most of it, so a little bit of it can be like maybe held on to by gold or wire wrap, maybe more than just like prongs can hold on to. There's something wrong with this burr. It's a little bent or something. Oh, wait, I see what's wrong. My tool. Look at my tool. How did I miss that? I'm not even sure how the heck that happened. That might be why I'm getting so much vibration through it. I mean, I'm getting a lot of vibration through it. We'll see if that helps with the vibration at all. It probably doesn't, tell you the truth. So I did not blog any poker this weekend. I didn't do so hot. I didn't do super bad. I mean, I lost 2 days in a row overall. I was up one of those days dramatically at one point in time. Yet a gentleman got hit in the face with the deck like I've never seen before. Like him and then the guy right next to him, they started hitting cards, and they were just playing every single hand, and they were crushing it. Even the last hand where I went all in on, I had raised pre-flop like 8.5 times what the big blind was, and they both called me, both those guys, and the flop came out, and I was first to act, and I had ace jack of spades, and jack was the top card out there, and I went all in, and the first guy folded, and the other guy called the all in, and he had 2 pair with a 10-4. And that's just the way that that night had ended for me. It didn't start that way. It started with me really having a really good day and turning 240 into almost 700, and just really feeling like I was at the top of my game. And then this gentleman got on the table, and the cards just totally turned and changed to where him and one other guy were the only 2 really winning. And I just didn't catch up with that's what was going to happen no matter what I did until it was too late. You know, I didn't get involved in too many hands, and there was times where I had put money in the pot and I was convinced I was losing. There was another time where I was 3 ways to all in, and yeah, that vibration was from this thing being off. 3 ways to all in, and I folded to the other 2 and let them go all in because I had a up and down straight draw and a flush draw. I had a lot of outs, but I just didn't feel like I was going to hit it, and I was right. One guy had 2 pair, the other guy had a set. I hit my flush on the river at the same time the other guy hit a full house, so I didn't want to be in that hand, and I ended up being really glad I wasn't in that hand. Yet still by the end of the night, I ended up leaving a loser. So on 2 nights of play, I played Friday and Saturday, I lost $480, $240 on night 1 and $240 on night 2. And I realized something about that poker room, though. the thing that I realized about that poker room is while I was sitting there, I busted a few people, and I saw a lot of money keep being bought into on that poker table. But even though people were buying in for so much, oh man, I have to get better plugins for my lights. They're all oscillating because they're sharing weak power plugins. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but it's starting to mess with my eyes. Anyways, hey baby. Anyways, shoot, where was I? So what I noticed was that it's almost impossible to beat the rake at that place playing the way the hands are playing six-handed. And it's because generally there might be a loose player or two like I had there at the end of that night, but mostly the players that play there on a regular basis are extremely tight players, and it takes a while to get into the hands where any real chips are actually making transactions across the table. And because of this, the rake is taking the majority of the money, while the big stack will have $400 in front of him and will play 250 hands, and the other big stack will have $300 in front of him. By that time, the table has taken about $1,000 off of the table. They've taken about $1,000 off of the table at that point in time. So it's that it's six-handed. Like really, it's just amazing when six people get comfortable playing and they all start playing off a rote, how fast that money, goes down into the house's pot. It's amazing how fast it does that. So that was the big thing I noticed. Even though I really didn't have a great night, 2 nights, the big thing I noticed is that at the place I can play locally, that really beating the rake is the hardest part. And the fact that it cost me $60 a day if I wanted to take a cab out there, or I have to ride a bike 22 miles round trip, dude, killing me. Super, super hard. Not easy at all. Ultra difficult on my body. Definitely makes going to Biloxi or any place that has a set of real casinos much more attractive, just considering that there's no food at that dog track. There's like really weak sandwiches, or in the mornings they have like grits and toast, and that's it. And at least at a real casino, if you sit for a couple of hours, you get a buffet ticket. I mean, it's just for a couple of hours. If I want to get something to eat at this place, I either have to bring it with me, or if I don't bring it with me, then I have to order it from the only place that delivers out there, which is Papa John's. So for a small pizza, you're talking about like $25 after delivery fees and everything. Getting real close to that level right there, though. Getting real close. Close enough to where I'm starting to get scared I might go through it, and it might be a good time to start switching. Highlight opal. That is the glowing opal. Fluorescent opal, I should say. I touched this one with my wet finger. I didn't mean to do that. Totally ruined looking at it dry there for a second, which is exactly what I wanted to do. See how close I actually am to being past that brown. Which, I mean, well, it's got great shape, but I'm still not as much past that brown as I want to be. It lagged, huh? That sucks. I will go in and double check the settings here before I do another live stream. Wait for the stop. I'm going to put my little flame tip and work that one just for a second. Yeah, it's time to go soft on this. I'm about to lose the shape. I want it to come to its final polish too bad. Too much. I need to go ahead and just zoom that in real quick. Now those spots that are hit with the 600 and they're glowing like that, boy, those are ready to go, but I'm also scared that if I keep hitting them with the hard 600, that I'm going to lose that brightness in that spot. So I'm going to move to my soft 600 and see if I can get the rest of it to start showing up like that. Although now I think about it, I still haven't ordered any burrs from Nova Point. I really need to do that. Actually, this is the black one. This isn't even the 600. This one's a little bit more aggressive than the 600. 280 it's supposed to be, but I'm going to have to get my mask. The Nova Point sprays a continuous spray right at my face and glasses, so I'm going to have to grab my mask real quick. All right. Alright, I think it's really bright for my 280 grid on here. I think it's time to move on to the next Nova point. I think the next Nova points are going to brighten it up and take out any of the stuff I don't want. Although maybe right here, but to tell you the truth, that's so not the color I want. I'm half tempted to just go ahead and see if I can grind through it. But last time I did that, I got nothing. Like the really bright color was over here, and at the tail there was really nothing. So I hesitate to go hard for any color on this section right here. I hope I didn't even realize that my mask was rubbing on the microphone at all. Thank you for the kind comments, guys, and all the appreciation. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Still not quite there yet. I think I should have got it closer with the brown, but it's so thin on top of that bronze that I don't know. I might just have to finish that one out with a polish. This one, on the other hand, this one's ready for the next stage on this side, I think. All right, I think that's good for the 280. Should have been a 600, but I need to order more Nova points. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't have, you know, at least $700 or $800 coming in a week, and I start fucking panicking. So I'm getting these done tonight. This stone, at the very least, is getting finished tonight. Because tomorrow, I need to focus on putting more stuff for sale that you guys want to buy, that you can carve stuff like this yourself. Because the reality is, I'm also going to put up the next stone like this I carved for pre-sale at about, you know, probably 50% of what it would cost to get it from me after I'd fully carved it. Oh wait, this is the wrong one. This is 1200. This isn't 600. Gray is 1200. Black is 280. Brown. Oh. Small brown one. All my small brown ones blew up. Didn't quite work properly. So we're just going to go at this with a 12 mighty hard. Oh, it's getting there. Making the dull side look really dull. Good night, whoever's leaving. No, I didn't want to go back to the 280. The 1200 is going to take it much more closer to its final polish and not eat through much of it to where I'm not going to lose as much color. Might take a little minute more, but really I need to buy new burrs anyways. That's what we're looking like after I dried it on my shirt. Looking like a true gemstone. A little bit of stuff I really want to address a little bit more. Definitely that little section down to this little section right here. And that I need to trim my nails. A couple of things I need to address.
I also need to stop running the bird dry. I move away from the water every now and then. I'm trying to drag some more of that neon color a little bit farther down, but I'm worried I'm just going to go through that bar right there, because that little section shows you how thin the color right there gets. It goes from that purple and green down to really wispy purple down here, or really wispy green down here. So much so that I'm going to take in both the sides of this stone. And I mean, it's facing pretty good right there. This spot's not hitting the way I want it to, but still got color right there. And I'm not sure if I ever work this or this section right here, if it's ever going to stand up the way the rest of that already is. Well, this is where we are with that, with a 1200 right now on that stone. This other stone I just got wet with my fingers again immediately. And then again. I can't keep this one dry. This one is still at a... That one's still at the 280. It's about ready to move up, isn't it? Let's see, this edge looks like it still needs to be hit with that 1200 a little bit better. It's not really hit very good on that edge with a 1200. There we go. I think if I grind really hard right there, that green will pop up underneath that bronze. Or I just go ahead and stick with the nice direction I have. Yeah, I'm going to stick with a nice direction I have. I changed my mind. This one. Ooh, holding this is hard. I really should adopt this one too. I'm going to adopt it real quick. Only take me a second, I think. Felix, stay down. Oh, well, that didn't work. I glued it to the wrong surface. I'm going to try that one more time. See if I can get it to work this time. Alright. Only problem is now I got this glue all over it. I'm not sure this 1200 is going to be any match for that glue. You're talking about the white stuff coming off the burr. Yeah, it's because I'm hitting sharp edges and using a bit of pressure, and that'll end up happening. Really bad for your lungs. Burns your burr down. Does make things just go a little bit faster too. But if you're hitting any sort of edges, then that's going to happen. Yeah, I'm definitely going ham on this one right there, letting the Nova point get burnt down a bit. And I'm not even going to worry about that tip right there because I want to just trim it off. I don't even think I hit that with a 600 at all. Although this still looks horrible down here in that flat. Or I guess I didn't hit it with a 600 at all. I wonder if I even remember to take my 280 onto this piece. Did I even use my 280 Nova point on this one? Or did I just go straight from a 600 hard to a 1200 soft? Alright, we'll go back to the main one. Worry about the main one right now. Are you kidding me? Dang it. What do you guys think? How many people I got in the room? Is it just you, Dark and Shroud? I gotta get my phone to see who's here with me. But that's dry with the 3000. I don't have any higher burrs than a 3000. At this point, I go to Diashine. This edge is completely rough. Five to 10 people. Thank you, man. Well, let me know how many people here. I appreciate that. Stone is looking like a killer right there. That's looking good. This one's all right, but right there is just not good enough right there at all. That's looking okay. This one is really at its 3000. It looks good. It looks right where I want it to be before I start going over it with the Diashine. One little edge right there might need some help. I see a little tool market magnification right there. All right, well, I am going to get this one ready to dop. I'm going to let it dry a little bit. And I'm going to bring the 280 back over to this one, and I'm going to hit this really quick with some softs again. All right, I'm liking that now. So black is 280, brown is 600, and I got a brown, but it's a really huge one. So I'm going to use this 600, and I'm going to use this stone to sort of go ahead and shape that 600 the way I want it to be. Ah, burnt the hell out of my thumb right there, boy. Woo! That did not feel good at all. Oh, that hurts. Friction burns suck. Anyways, this thing's looking like it's about at a 600 already because all the pressure I was putting on it. Just go ahead and grinding away at this big old burr because it's usable if I whittle it down to being the size I could use it at. Sorry about that, Darken. Didn't realize I was so far off the screen. Darken. Yeah, that's about at a 600 right there. There. Now I'll be on the screen. You guys can see it. And I'm actually just going to use that same big ass piece and little ass stone to just go ahead and shape this 1200 to fit some of the stuff I want it to. Alright, now I'm going to get out the smaller ones because it's just easier. Yeah, I bought multiple sets of the little ones, and I've gone through all of the little sets, and none of the big set. I only bought one of the big set, but the big set is pretty much worthless on fire agate. I would never buy it again, and not recommend anybody else ever spend their money on the big set to carve fire agate for. Like, it might work on some exaggeratedly large pieces, but I don't really ever find those pieces because the fire agate curvature tends to be in small bubbles, much smaller sometimes than what a Nova point can even get to. I'm not getting enough water on the stone. Still not really wanting to get into that crease at all, but to tell you the truth, I'm not really liking that crease too much anyways. I'm thinking about just losing it, leaving a tiny little ledge for somebody to have something to hold on to when they wrap it or set it. Getting there, just a little crease is not quite one to take. Hey Tom, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, that one section's still really not wanting to take. This one area right here does not want to take the color, like it's the wrong angle. I totally lost the angle or something. I have got dust and diamond, well, probably not diamond, what the hell's the name of it? Carbon crap all over my glasses and face. But when you get a nice 1200, man, that 3000 really sticks real easy if you get a nice 1200 polish going. Still having a problem in that crease right there. Looks better than it did, but it's not near as wet. But it's almost there. Almost ready for the polish. Getting close. All right, I gotta glue this other one back on real quick. All right, got the other one back on a dot. There is still just a really thin layer of brown on top of that green. But I'm going to leave it because it plays through nice enough that I do not want to work on this stone again. Shit! Oh, there it is. Couldn't find my favorite polish for a second. A little bit worried. Yeah, I'm not an Ethiopian opal fan. I have some of it after cutting and messing with it a bunch. I just am not a fan of its stability at all. Beautiful opal, but just compared to Australian opal, just doesn't want to stand up, you know what I mean? I think I got some super glue I'm trying to polish past that doesn't want to come off of the stone. And if super glue is sitting on me, I'm going to have a dull spot when I clean it with acetone. I might have wanted to wipe the top of the stone off where I'm polishing it with acetone before I got to this part. At the same time, I'd have no problem cutting that edge of the stone off, to tell you the truth. And I think I have a little divot right there. I'm going to have to get that. I'm going to have to polish that tiny little divot with a piece of wood, a toothpick. What do you guys think? I think it's I think on the face it's right where it needs to be. There's that little divot right there that I need to work on that with a toothpick, which I don't have handy right now. But besides that, it's a fantastic stone. Little edge right here. I might need to wipe that with some cleaner and repolish just that little edge down there. Thank you, Tom Brooks. Appreciate that, buddy. Well, that helped that little edge come off. Yep, now this edge right here definitely needs a little bit of a better polish. Hit it with a little bit more deshine. Really should barely need much at all. Yes, Sergio, there is jewelry made out of these stones. It's just not sold at your average jewelry store. The specialist stone, because it's so rare. I mean, agate itself is not rare, but gem grade fire agate definitely is. Well, that's the thing about fire agate, is that fire agate cannot be faceted. It's not a reflective stone. It's not a stone where the light penetrates the stone and bounces out. It's not a refractive stone. It's a reflective stone. The light bounces off of the iron particles that are in it. So, I mean, it's extremely unique in how the light plays with it, and the colors that come off of it are similar to opal. But the shapes you get are the natural shapes. You know, you get whatever is naturally in there, that's what you're going to get. That's totally dry, guys. That is after going from a 3000 Nova Point straight to a super fine soft. And you get that kind of a finish if you take your time and go over it properly. Once again, I went 280, 600, 1200, 3000 Nova Point, super fine soft to shine, and a hog bristle brush. And I'm going to trim this little edge off, and I'm going to shape it up a little bit better on my wheels. Clean some of this up. I'm going to lose just a little bit of the girth. It's a little bit thicker than I want it to be. I'm not sure. Let's see, how many millimeters is it? .9 millimeters thick. I think that's a little bit thick. I think I need to go down to like the 4 millimeter thickness range, 3.5 to 4 millimeters thick. So I think it's a little bit thick. So I'm going to shape it up. I'm not going to do that on tonight's live stream. I don't know what you mean by shape the stone. I mean, the fire agate has to be shaped with the color that is inside the agate. Otherwise, you just end up with brown agate. If you mean like shape it into a classic setting shape, the shape that diamonds are, no, because this stone doesn't work like that. It's not the same type of stone. Diamonds are faceted. These are not, you can't facet these. Like faceting is about the light bouncing inside of the stone and bouncing off and then bouncing back out. This is about the light bouncing off the top of the stone and finding the layers with the color that are trapped inside of the agate that might not look like this when you start. Yes, you can find fire agate inside of jewelry. There are people selling fire agate inside of jewelry. For good pieces, you're going to pay a premium. For a piece like this, inside of a piece of jewelry with that kind of color in it, you're going to pay a couple of $1,000s. No biggie. At least from a really good jewelry maker and fire agate carver. I appreciate that you appreciate the stone, though. Thank you very much. All of us that work with fire agate wish that more people understood how great this stone is, that it's very undervalued. Especially people digging the rough out of the ground. We definitely feel like that. Because people want to get like lots of guaranteed color for very little money, and it's hard to give up. Let me tilt my chair a little bit, now that way I've got the angle you guys can see. Better yet, Google Glen Dizon, D-I-Z-O-N, fire agate rings. It looks like the Diashine is just getting a little bit too dry there, and it just sort of starts to stick to the stone. And you don't want it to just coat the top of the stone and not actually be moving at all, because then you're not getting any polishing done. Oh, dang it. You also don't want to let the metal of the burr hit the top of your polish and ruin it. Bunch of work, have to go back and redo it. I don't want to do that. Getting close on this little one too. Yo, 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 Randy, what you know? See what they look like side by side. Well, I actually need to see if this one even got a good enough. Yeah, it's definitely wet looking everywhere. Whoops. Beautiful wet looking stone. You really want to test your polish though. Check it out under magnification. Always blows me away when I see under 10 times magnification that I missed otherwise. Like when you can see right through it with no scratch lines or anything. And you see right through the finish into the layers of fire agate. When you know you got a really good polish. And generally this polish looks really good. One stone into two. Two very nice looking stones though. I'm pretty sure my buddy Joseph Gene Manson will be very happy with these. Whoever puts them in whatever wrap or what he does with them, I'm sure they'll be stoked about working with them. I'm absolutely positive it'll be some of the best fire agate whoever works with them has probably ever seen or worked with. They look fantastic. I'm extremely happy with them. Hi, everybody. Put those 2 stones down. Put my Shine Super Fine away. And once again, it may seem expensive when you're buying Shine, but this stuff, I've had this for 4 years now. I'm almost done with it, but not quite. It lasts forever. It never goes bad. It's water. You use water with it. This stuff is absolutely hands down the best polish. Shine, you cannot go wrong with it, man. It works epically. It really does. If we could just get some of Shine soft burrs down to the price point of some Nova points, we'd really be winning. I don't think that's ever going to happen because Shine uses diamonds and Nova uses carbon. I'm pretty damn sure. But looking for my super fine soft bag. Pardon the scratching over top of you guys. Putting on a different. Oh, dang it. How'd I do that? Give me a second, guys. I'm fixing it. So anyways, now that I got that back on, sorry it took me a minute to get the GoPro back connected. The GoPro cannot have its batteries in it while I'm live streaming for long periods of time. If the batteries are in the GoPro when it's live streaming for long periods of time, it overheats
and starts having all kinds of issues I found out through some research. So if I bump the power cord that's going into the GoPro, it shuts off. And that's what we were just dealing with right there. So yeah, that's what we were dealing with right there. And I'm wiping a little bit of this stuff off as I get ready to sign off with you guys. I'm not sure how many people we got in the room. Give me a head count, people. How many people we got in the room so I could say goodbye to all 5, 10, 15, 20 of you. I'm not sure how many we had today concurrent. Probably somewhere about 10 to 15. Usually, you know, we're around 20 or under. That's pretty typical. But we are a niche group. All about rocks, man. Sorta. Nice GoPro ad. Yeah, man, I've been having problems with GoPro since I got the new one and thought that it was going to be the solution to all my problems, and it's a minor solution to some of my problems, but only if I'm not using the best equipment for the job, because apparently the best equipment for the job doesn't want to work with the GoPro stuff. Does that surprise anybody at all? Doesn't surprise me. Not after all the problems I had when I had stuff working, and then, yeah. Good GoPro ad, definitely. I'm going to tell you probably not to buy a GoPro. Man, trying to just get the glasses to where they're not all there. That's better. Now I'm going to turn off my air conditioning real quick. Need to lose this shirt too. That's one thing. That thing was spitting stuff all over me. So this shirt has dust all in it and stuff like that. So as soon as I get done with this live stream, I'm going to go ahead and lose this shirt. But this one definitely turned out pretty good. You guys could see everything pretty good. I have the cords all run, and I have all of this lighting above me. You can see that one right there, and you can see that one right there. Oh, you can't see that one. You can see that one right there. And that's really making it to where everything's looking pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy. I spent all day making sure this shit was going to work right. And I'm really happy with the way the stones come out. I just have to go ahead and dress the stones up a little bit, and they are going to be ready to be sent out to my homie with a faceted sunstone. For him and his lady. They really helped me and my family out, and I have needed to send them a real thank you for a long time, and I really haven't financially been at a place to do that. And one of the things I'm learning about my life right now is that if I wouldn't have been dealing with a tumultuous relationship for such a long period of time, I probably would have been just fine financially. That's what I'm finding out, is that if I just had a nest egg and a starting point and understood how credit worked 25 years ago, my life would be completely different right now, and I'm dealing with that situation. So I'm not sure if I will be back tomorrow with a live stream or if I will be putting a video up, but as far as it goes with the world and things that I have going on, nothing's bringing me money in. If I'm not selling rocks, I'm not doing nothing. So tomorrow I am putting more fire agate up for sale in the store. Check that out if you want to see some. Maybe I'll show you guys some of that tomorrow night. I love y'all for watching. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that, Don. The live streams are a bumping your head sort of thing. Once you step away from just working on a phone, like, man, phones are great right now. You can do everything with a phone, right? But the moment you get away from just using a phone, you think it's like one or two things. It's not. It's a fucking plethora of things between cords and cameras and links between the cameras and the computer and the software. Oh my God, phones are amazing, man. But you can't quite, like, once I get a remote control for my overhead cam, and I'll be able to zoom and stuff like that without actually touching the thing and do it faster than when I do it by hand, everything's going to get a little bit better too. So I love y'all for watching. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that, Scott. I used to live up in Fairbanks and North Pole. I miss Alaska, buddy. I've been watching some videos on some YouTubers up in Alaska. I need to get my ass back up there, man. Tell you the truth, I definitely need to get back up there and do some gold prospecting and some old mine hunting. And Alaska is definitely a place for me, that's for sure. Being that I used to live there, though, I totally understand that for me, it's a place during the summer to be there, spring and summer, with knowledgeable people too. It's definitely not a place for me to be up there during winter, but yeah, need to get up there, that's for sure. Thanks for being here, Tom, Scott, and all of you other fantastic, great people. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all for watching. I will see you soon. Another video coming tomorrow. Hopefully, I expect. Bye. That's very